What do you get when you take people dedicated to their craft, going through leaps and bounds, acting on their plan of action even in the midst of adversity? You get a heartfelt story so organic and becoming so genuine, which forces you to be a part of their moment, joining these experiences as if you were a part of them. These are stories of people, just like you and I, reflecting from within on how they've used adversity to catapult their lifestyle, their vision, and their goals to becoming successful. Here at the Stories to Savor Network, we welcome you to this wonderful, heartfelt show entitled Reflections from Inside. So the next time you go through trials and tribulations, or having self-doubt, consider to let the stories resonate with you in hopes to inspire you to believe that you can do whatever you set your mind to do.
Welcome back to Reflections from Inside. We're speaking with author of EpicSexyYou, Morgan Field, about how to create the life you've always wanted. And we were talking a little bit about taking care of yourself mentally, but there's also this physical component, right? So you can't be your sexiest version or your most powerful version if you don't feed the inside as well. And I know that you studied a little bit of holistic nutrition. So talk to us a little bit about what that means to feed yourself internally.
So again, the biggest pattern of the day is you don't have to wait until when in order to get to feel amazing, right? And so if it's like, oh, I have to lose 20 pounds to feel sexy, I have to, have a certain amount of muscle to feel sexy. It's I'll be sexy when.
Okay.
I'll feel confident when. I'll feel amazing when, right? Men and women. It's understanding we get to feel amazing now, but it starts with what are you putting into your body and taking ownership. And the society that we're in, we're not necessarily consciously feeding our bodies. I was not consciously feeding my body. I was just eating whatever was available to me, eating what was fast, eating sometimes hours after I was hungry. And so it's understanding that to slow down, to be more conscious of what are the ingredients in what you're eating. What are you putting into your body, and slowing down to understand, and how does it make me feel?
Good point.
So what works for you may not work for me. And that's something I see. A lot of times the head wants to see what someone else has done. Or to follow some sort of plan. I have a lot of clients that say to me in every arena of life, tell me what to do. I can't do that.
And I'll follow that path. I'll follow that strategy.
Which is totally counterproductive and against everything I believe in. The principal philosophies and the foundation of what the work that I do is helping people get to know themselves. Mind, body, soul. What feels good to you? And you cannot leave the body out of the equation and expect to have an amazing life.
I like that you say that what works for you might not work for me. It kind of explains why someone will say, well, I jumped aboard this diet and it worked great and you should do it and you'll feel fantastic, right? And nobody has the exact same experience, right? So it's interesting that you say that you should really pay attention to how the food you're putting in your body affects you, because peppers might be great for me, but they might agitate you, right?
Yes, and also understanding, so I'm vegan. And I'm vegan because it makes me feel amazing. I don't eat gluten, I don't eat soy because of how it makes me feel. But if you were to try the same thing, and I see people do that a lot, oh, well, she's vegan, she looks this way, she feels this way, I want to be happy. And we start to lie to ourselves and connect things that aren't connected, thinking that her happiness is connected to her diet. And it's like, what? No, I spent weeks and months journaling what I was eating and how it made me feel. And our bodies change constantly. So I would constantly, 3 months later, a year later, I revisit. I'm always paying attention to how do I feel after I'm eating. And then your body actually gets to be the guide, not someone else, not an article, not the internet, not a book.
So you're not saying, because I'm vegan, you be vegan.
No.
You're saying I'm vegan and that works for me and it feels good for me. If it feels good for you, by all means. But if it doesn't, and having gluten makes you feel better, although I don't know that that would work for everybody. But if that's the thing, or soy or whatever it may be, then go with that and eliminate the things that don't work, right? You talk a little bit also about, and I thought this was really amazing, and I think we all know this, but it's nice to hear it, the pesticides that go into foods and kind of how it affects the foods, and then you go on to talk about nutritional labels. Will you share a little bit about your experience with that?
Yes. So what I talk about in the book is just very playfully, pesticides are essentially chemicals that are sprayed on the crops to keep insects and rodents from eating the crop.
Right. So to kill them.
If it kills little mini insects and rodents, what is it doing to your body? I mean, it's intentionally created to kill life.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's destructive mechanisms that are in it. And that's not a professional thing that I'm telling you. That's literally just my own connection that I made. Like, hold on a second. If it could kill an insect and a rodent, what's it doing to my body? So this is my own personal way of looking at it. So I started to eat organic, which is just, it's taking the chemicals out of the equation in a lot of those instances. And my skin changed. My amount of energy changed. The way that I felt after eating changed. Like everything changed. And so it's understanding, look at the labels.
Right.
What are you eating? What are the ingredients you're putting in your body? If I don't know what an ingredient is.
Right.
If I can't
pronounce it.
Thank you. It like won't even come out. I'm like, it won't even come out. If it cannot come out of my mouth, why am I putting it into my mouth?
Right. I love that. And you even elaborate on deodorants and lotions, what you put on your skin, because you're absorbing all that. And you took it a step further, which I thought was amazing, because I'm notorious for this, what we're feeding our mind, right? What are you watching every day and taking in? Are you watching, horror movies all day? Are you watching gloom and doom news all day long? Share a little bit about how that affects your ability to really have your sexiest version of your life.
I heard a quote once that said something to the effect of, the thoughts that are in your mind, on average, 70% of them repeat on an autopilot loop. When I heard that, I was like, what if I could hack the system to program consciously what is repeated? So I started Googling motivational and inspirational videos.
Wow, almost like positive brainwashing?
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm going to be brainwashed. I'm going to do it to myself.
Good. Yes,
I'm
love
going to do
it
it consciously.
Yeah.
So everything I do is all about increasing your consciousness. And so, it's what are you feeding your mind? I haven't watched the news in like 13 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm very particular about who I let in my inner circle and what it is that we talk about.
Yeah.
If there's a conversation that people are having and it feels like something that's going to put bad thoughts in my mind, or doubts or insecurity or fear, I will get up and I will walk away.
Wow.
You have the power to choose who you're around, what you engage in. You're an active participant in your own life, what you're watching, what you're reading.
Sure.
And it's time for us to take ownership of that and give ourselves the best bet that we can to have the most amazing life.
I love it. I really do. So any final thoughts that you'd like to share with our viewers just about really taking hold of this whole, it's a movement. Women and men all across the globe are dialed in and tuned in to this EpicSexyYou movement. How do we kickstart this? What do you want to leave us with that helps us to really, take this platform and go to the next level?
The biggest thing is get conscious.
Yeah, wake up.
And don't shame yourself for the years you spent sleepwalking.
Great. Yes, I love that. Yeah.
Focus on the years that you have ahead and get excited that you get to create your life consciously.
Right.
What do you want? Get quiet. Get quiet, go inside, slow down.
Yes.
What do you want to experience? What is living mean to you? What does success look like in your own terms?
Right.
You get to create whatever experience you want here. This place is magical.
I love it.
But It's painful if you're sleepwalking. It's painful if someone else is determining your path for you. And so it's awaken to the possibilities, the infinite possibilities that are available to you when you become the master creator of your own life and your own body.
Yeah. I appreciate that you say don't shame yourself on your past, because you talk in your book about even if you weren't doing things according to the way you want to do them now, you still have lessons to have that were gained, or I think you refer to them as blessings or blessings, blessings and lessons that you collectively are able to take from your past. So don't feel bad about what you weren't doing before. Focus on what you're doing today going forward.
Yes, and every single thing you've ever done is preparing you for what it is that you truly want. Every single thing. And as you awaken to more and more of your own power, your own internal power of being the master creator of your life, you will start to see, like, that's why that happened. Wow. Things
That's
that
what brought me
you
here.
redefine the meaning of things in the past that were painful, and you're like, thank you for that experience. It's a game changer.
I love it. Oh, well, thank you for joining us. This has been another episode of Reflections from Inside. We've had a great talk with Morgan Field about how to live your most authentic life that's lived with intent and with purpose and lived just for you. I'm Robin Rocks. Thank you for joining me. Reflections from Inside.
What's up, everybody? This is Anthony Clark.
So let's dive right in.
The issues are systemic, but we live in a world that's big on identity. So I entered into, the United States Air Force, served 6 years active duty. If you ignore when someone else has an issue, when someone else is being attacked, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be the next day, but eventually that issue is going to be at your doorstep.
He's a community activist, and he's talking with us this week on Reflections from Inside, only on the Stories to Savor Network.